like blood all over it. I don't know what happened. So, but I feel a little bit better now. I went through one of my escalates, found my ID, met up with Curtis, and then drove straight here, because I promised you the ID.
Go ahead. Ten seven. We don't have.
Hey, perfect. Give me a second here.
10-4. EMT to dispatch. I'll be 10-7. What the fuck is 10-7? I know, right? Pendro. He's in big trouble anyway, so. Telling everyone in the chat EMT's BD's died.
Alright, good job on shift, guys. I'm going to be heading off. If anyone pops by that wants to see me, just tell him you'll have to book him in for like Thursday.
Yeah, he said say that's it's not his fucking job.
Okay, will do.
See you soon.
Rest easy. Love you.
So,
User left your channel.
Dan, yes, now that I know.
You can also call me Will. It's up to you.
Will, whatever name you're going by nowadays. I was a little upset because I kind of wanted to watch Looney Tunes. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to watch Looney Tunes together, especially that your buddy said you guys had snacks and drinks too, and that's.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I have to say, dude, that was very disheartening because I would have loved to come up there. Maybe you guys had pretzels and chips, and I don't know.
Oh, we have a history, and with that history in mind, I was not too sure if I wanted you up there, I wanted to relax, watch Looney Tunes in peace.
I always have tried to be nice to you.
Oh yeah, you have. Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I figured we were on that that bromance type thing that I could come up and watch Looney Tunes.
Well, you also got to keep in mind while you're just doing a job, which I am well aware of, right? Like it's not like I'm delusional about it or anything. I think your job comes at a cost, where even if you're nice, you won't make many friends, right? And
I tend to disagree. I think I have a lot of friends.
That you think you have. Of course you do, of course. Like the streets are talking, right?
I understand that, but I feel that, when it gets down to it, that at the end of the day, I'm out there to help you guys, not just help, it's not helping you, it's helping you guys be
The 5 officers with rifles outside were there for my protection, I remember my own protection.
Oh, we didn't want you to hurt yourself. We just wanted to make sure you're okay. We care. We have hearts.
The biggest thing is that, I didn't know if there was something going on that, I've seen several times where people were actually forced into a helicopter at gunpoint or something and said, you need to do this or you're going to get shot.
Okay. Where are you going with this?
And that kind of, worries me that someone could happen like that. That's why we would have our weapons out, because we wanted to make sure that you were okay, and you weren't being coerced in maybe a different way or something. But I don't see that you told me you were coerced, so I don't see it happen.
Of course.
Mr. Dan, before we proceed further, you are now under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. You have the right to request legal action through the court if you question this arrest. If you do not exercise this right within 24 hours, you cannot question this arrest in the future. Do you understand these rights have been brought to you?
If you are sure.
I don't understand why I'm being arrested, though.
That's understandable, but do you understand what I've just read to you and your rights?
Oh, yeah, of course. The first time I heard them.
Okay. So Dan, when I rolled up in my Lambo, outside PD. Your helicopter, which we got a plate of when you were taken off from another area. I don't know what you were doing in that area. I have no evidence of that area. All I'm saying is that the helicopter was taken off from our substation.
Hello.
You flew around.
I'm more tall than you.
Our gentlemen here are ATC controlled.
You're short,
we
man.
can see what's going on in the skies to make sure everything's going on. Make sure everything's clear. And you proceed to land.
I want to be a desk.
You're still short.
You yourself was actually screaming, "Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go!" And you guys took off.
Wait, me?
Yes.
What?
So, upon arriving at the scene, at the ATM machine at CLPD behind us, there's an evidence box with your name on it. Right at the ATM that was robbed.
Yes.
So,
give me like 10 seconds to come up with something here.
Just to let you know, Tap, he's yelling.
Shit, I got nothing. Yeah, all right. Okay. Fair enough.
We got the evidence.
Thanks for the free tire.
By the way, attempted robbery, right? I set off the alarm, right?
I understand. It was.
How dare you? How dare you? Litter.
Attempted robbery. There's a difference.
A taser, because I know civilians can legally buy tasers, but I went to the gun shop and it wouldn't let me buy shit.
I hear
You
him.
cannot
I
buy
hear the
any
EMT.
gun from gun
No,
shops,
robbing
EMT.
the ATM is taking cash out
need
of
to
the
hire any
ATM
civilian to
after
buy
5
for you.
minute-ish. Like, it depends on your skill, right? But it usually takes around like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe, again, depending on how good you are, to open them up. They're, obviously very robust. It's not easy to get inside of them. So it takes about around 5 minutes or something to open them up and actually get money. I read books. Anyway, it's just there's a difference between actually robbing something or attempting to robbing something. I went in here knowing that, that I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Of course, it's obvious. Like, you have the evidence. Yeah, it was me. All right, of course, whatever. Sue me, bitch. Anyway,
I want to sue you. I don't want your money.
I saw the I knew that there was a Lambo around us. I wasn't sure that it was you. I knew it was a Lambo. And an Escalade was following me too. And I went into PD just to mess with you guys, and I set off the alarm, and that was about it. Right? I did not actually, steal anything from it. I did not rob it.
I want to believe you, but I can't go off what you're saying because I just have evidence that you robbed the ATM. Okay.
Well, have you guys checked the money inside the ATM? Is there anything missing? Like, you can't just charge me with robbing something if nothing has been stolen or reported missing, alright?
I mean...
It's like you
Mr.
go
Dan,
into my
you are
house,
yelling.
right?
Please bring down your voice. Thank you.
It is reported as soon as, the alarm goes off. So you're robbing...
That an ATM is in the process of robbing it, yes. But that is...
You're robbing the ATM. Because you did...
I am preparing to rob it. Like, it takes time to actually get inside of that thing.
Preparing be if you walked up in front of the ATM and got your gun out and then walked up to the ATM. Robbing the ATM is actually robbing the ATM in which you did.
That is not preparing. No. That's bullshit. That is you assuming shit. If I walk up to an ATM with a pistol or a rifle, that does not mean that I'm about to rob it.
No, but that could be attempting.
No.
You're absolutely right.
No, that is you assuming that I was about to rob it.
You robbed the ATM in which set off the alarm.
I did not rob shit. I did not get anything from it. I was in. I jumped out of the helicopter. No, I was not. If I tried to, I would have not left within seconds after setting off the alarm.
You left within seconds because I pulled up.
Because I knew you were going to pull up. Come on. Okay. Like, you know me. If I would have wanted to rob that thing, I'm sure you have my box, right? From my warehouse. I'm sure you guys collected my box. You saw the type of weapon I was using. If I would have wanted to actually rob that ATM inside PDHQ, actually rob it, actually take something out of it, I would have not ran away. I could have blasted you if I would have wanted to. But I didn't. I knew you were coming, and I was just setting off the alarm. So that would be okay if you were to say, yeah, you attempted to rob it, or, you know, you were messing with an ATM, something like that. But robbing it? No. Because I didn't steal shit. Nothing was missing. I did not take anything.
The box drops is when you rob the ATM.
When you set off an alarm, the timer still runs out, and if I leave
you started robbing the ATM.
I was in the process of robbing it, but not actually taking anything. Like,
okay,
no. Don't twist my words here. Don't twist my words here. No, do not twist my words here. No, don't.
Let's skip the ATM issue, and let's move on.
What do you mean skip it? No.
Let's move on from the ATM issue. So, upon arriving at your beautiful house, I have to say it is a really nice house. I confronted you, and we talked at the front door, and you were very gentlemanlike, I have to say. However, upon asking you for ID, you decided to go upstairs and tell me to get off your lawn. Is that correct?
I informed you that I was looking for my ID. I informed you that I did not have my ID. I asked you to please leave, and that I will be coming to PD next chance I get once I have my ID. And that's exactly what I did. You guys didn't leave. And that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, all right. You know, and I asked you multiple times to come down so we could just talk it out. Hopefully, you know, it wouldn't have turned out the way it was tonight.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but I do know it's your house.
Yeah, and
a few of our officers were shot tonight.
Are you seriously trying to pin that on me? Are you serious?
So, I mean, with the situation.
Oh, here we go. Okay, just say it. Say it. Oh, I want to hear this. Okay, come on, do it.
Has happened tonight.
Say it. Do it. Come on, say it. Say it. Come on.
You're being charged with ATM robbery, accessory to attempted murder. Attempted murder, we're trying one charge. One charge. Your pistol and rifle license are being revoked. Threatening
What do you mean my pistol license? What? What? Huh? Okay. Listen. All right.
Okay.
ATM robbery charge is bullshit, and you know it. You just know it. There's no way that would hold up in court simply due to the fact that robbing something means that you actually take something. Like, if I was to rob you, that would mean you would define it as me taking something from you, not me being in the process of trying to take something from you.
Robbing is the act of putting physical aggression against someone to get something back. That is the word of robbing.
I only set off an alarm.
Being robbed is actually completing that. But robbing is the physical action of doing that.
How and where is that being defined that way? I want to know.
Webster Dictionary?
Show that to me. Show that to me. If I read it and understand it, I will take it.
Robbing. Take something.
No. Show it to me. I don't want to take your word for it. I need to physically see it.
Well, I can't physically show you. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I don't. Unfortunately, we don't have dictionaries here.
You're bullshitting me. 100% you're bullshitting me. 100%. No. Listen, alright? If I would have won, okay, like I don't understand how you do not see this, alright? Like this is blowing my mind. If I would have, you know me, alright? If I would have wanted to take the money out of that ATM, I would have gotten the money out of the ATM.
No, because it was
yes.
you. It was you screaming, "Go, go, 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 go!"
Yes. And
as soon as we pulled up, so you wouldn't have taken the money. You didn't want to get in trouble.
Are you not listening? I said if I would have wanted to take the money, I would have taken it, but I didn't want to. I knew you were going to pull up.
Still performed the robbery on the ATM, and the evidence box shows that.
No, I set off an alarm and left. There's a massive difference.
There's not a massive difference at all.
100%. 100%.
I think everything I explained today is, clear cut. Of course, you can plead not guilty or guilty. I'll give you the charges as follows.
User left your channel.
I'm not going to revoke your pistol license because.
Yeah, what was that about? Like, I don't understand that.
Because the things that shot us were rifles. So.
I was passed out. Like I didn't even hear. Confirm with the EMTs.
In all fairness, you were coming down the ladder by the helicopter.
What? What are you on about?
In front of your house.
I don't know what you're on about. Like 100%. I seriously do not know what you're on about. I went outside to talk to you. I went back upstairs to find my ID. I refused to come back downstairs. I asked you multiple times nicely to leave. No threatening behavior whatsoever. I want to point that out too because you are charging me with that. I asked you nicely to leave. 3 times at least.
The people that you keep in your house shot us up. And you're the accessory to that. Because
how can you charge me for something someone else does? I am my own person, so are the other people that may surround me.
Like, how can you leave the house?
I was unconscious. I was not even aware what was going on.
Did you ask them to leave the house?
How? Why would I?
Well, no. Like, start shooting up the PD.
How would I know? Like, what? Am I supposed to just look into the future and know what someone is going to do? Like, do you see my point here? You can confirm with the EMTs. Before, apparently, someone fired at you guys. I was already unconscious. I'm 99% sure EMTs were made aware of that. And before that even happened, I was out. I was not part of it whatsoever.
Do you have any video proving that?
I do, but you can also confirm the, talk to the EMTs. 100%.
Okay, so I'm going to contact the EMTs. I'm going to put our time on hold right now because I want to get down to the bottom of this before I go forward, okay? Is that understood?
Don't you guys get notified as well when someone in your area close by, like, review your footage?
Only if we're called.
No, but if you're close by and an EMT is automatically called, isn't that something, give me 1 second, hang on.
What the fuck happened?
I'm so sorry. Don't you guys get notified when there's an EMT automatically being called because you guys are in the presence of someone being, unconscious? For example, I don't know.
I would have to look.
This
but
is
the thing is, okay, here's the deal. If you believe me or not, I don't care, right? Because I know what's the truth and what's not. You can charge me with whatever you want. I will do my time. That is okay.
Either exploded
but
or there's a
the
fire
thing is,
right on top of it.
I take pride in what I do and how I do things. And I do not have to lie. I may or may not try to talk my way out of things, which is probably what you think I'm trying to do right now, but I'm not lying about something if I did do something or not. It's that simple. It's just that simple. You saying that I should have asked someone to leave because they, after I, lost consciousness, started shooting at you guys, that you are charging me with accessory to that. That is just crazy. How am I supposed to know what someone was going to do around me? And how is that threatening behavior from my part when I only asked you nicely to leave? I was being really nice with you. I said multiple times, please leave, please. And I used the word please. I called it even sir, all right? So, no.
Hey, hold on 1 second.
Of course, take your time.
Is it fire?
Wiretap, are you in frequency?
Yeah, I am, God.
Just to let you know, there might be potential. There is a fire hazard just outside of the windows of main PD. There's a massive fire brewing, and a ton of smoke that's just over the building. It's not safe at all to be inside the building right now.
Come on, you're gonna have to come out with us.
What?
It's going into the windows of Seal PD. Like, you cannot leave the building from the front entrance. So, yeah, I recommend you leave the interview room before you get smoked.
Trailer over there.
Do we have a fire engine en route?
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay.
McLean, you here?
Yeah. I'm outside the building at the fire point.
Can you come back here and watch the current prisoner or suspect while I review evidence real quick?
Yeah,
the
I'm
only
waiting.
problem I have with the current way the SOPs are written is you have an hour from the minute you detain them, or you read them his I think you read him his rights or detain him, to actually give him the evidence, get his plea, and put him in jail.
Sup? You might want to too close.
If you're chatting to him, or if he's chatting to you like that, then he can basically turn around and say, "Oh, look, that hour's gone. Bye bye."
This officer, real quick, please.
You know?
Yeah, I'm not going
I
anywhere.
mean, fair enough. His actual jail time is pretty much an hour anyway, or 40 minutes if you plead guilty. But it's stupid right now how it's written.
What the fuck is that EMT doing? He's just smoking instead of putting out the fire.
Yeah, he's called a fire engine. It's on the way.
Ooh. Oh, you got a horn kit for sale.
Can't really see much, can we?
No, not really.
Shame we got no marshmallows. Could have had a s'mores, whatever they're called.
Nice rifle.
Thank you very much.
Any particular reason why you still have it out?
I don't actually have any space. I want to sell it, but yeah.
Oh, God. Are they really letting the probe put out the fire?
Hey, Mr. Dan, let's
Yes.
go talk by the fence before you get burnt, man.
Don't look to the camera. I say don't look to the speed cam.
After reviewing the evidence and stuff, I have to say that it was definitely wasn't you coming out the window that I could see. I could not get a clear visual. I do, however, have to charge you with the ATM robbery because you were the one that robbed the ATM.
Well, whatever. All right, then, I guess. But I hope you do get my point. It's not like that I disagree with you that, you know, like I understand your point, right? I do, 100%. It's just, for me personally, there's a difference in
job.
robbing something
Oh.
and, for example,
Oh.
like imagine.
Okay. I was just gonna let you know it was all clear.
Imagine there's a button.
Ah, yeah.
Just
Oh,
at
thank
the
you.
end. You understand?
Oh,
It's not
finally.
like, oh, I was trying to, I didn't get done, so.
Yeah.
You are.
If you're gonna
Well, I was
not the
hoping
fastest,
to see a
but...
different chart.
Yeah, if you're gonna search the people, see why the fire come and blah blah.
All right. Yeah.
Right? And from BD, what the reason for the fire?
All right. Do I have permission to do this?
Well, the
Okay.
thing is, and it's not just my word you have to pay for it. You can ask anyone else who has knowledge about ATMs and, for example, the main bank ATMs and Volt. The amount of time it takes to get into either of them is so much higher than the time I have spent in total in PD HQ at the time before I flew off again. So there is no way that I could
I wish if I
have
did my
actually
paper with me.
fully dropped it.
I don't know if you were here and your friend dropped you off, or he dropped you off and you landed. I have no idea. The only thing I'd go off is what the evidence provides, and the evidence provides that you did rob the ATM.
Well,
So
all right then.
it is a 13-minute charge. I'm going to ask you, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Well, at least I appreciate that you took the time to discuss this with me, so I'm satisfied and I'm willing to plead guilty to this.
Okay.
Hmm.
Dan, you're free to walk because
Other
the
than
time that you spent
for
in
the
PD and you
appear to have a bit of a leak, actually.
What? I mean, wow, that is good news. I mean, I'm so sorry for you, I guess.
But the thing, out of character stuff. I mean, this is what should happen. If just because you see a guy in the fucking window and shit, you can't be like, oh, well, that's
All
murderous.
right.
That's automatically he's got attempted murder and stuff. You can't be doing it.
I'd cause a
I
fire.
am happy that is how you guys doing it.
That's the way I.
And smoking,
Yeah.
I'd say
Because you can't just
someone
be like,
dropped
oh,
a
well,
cigarette in the wrong
that's
place.
the only other person on the server.
Yep.
You can't go off that shit.
Technically,
The smell of smoke too
I
much.
have confirmed his presence. I did at one point.
Bad habit.
I did call him out by his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's stupid.
Didn't tell you
Unless
cannot
we
smoke
actually
near
have
Germany
DID'd
vehicle.
him
It
and
might
stuff
be in
like that.
fire.
We don't have any boxes of it. There's no evidence boxes. There's no way. You know,
Yeah,
and
no.
I think
I was like, am I a furnace now?
Still out of character. I was. It was so unfortunate, man. Like, goddamn, right? Like, so much shit went wrong. Like, everything went wrong.
I just realized the power lines just kind of stopped.
That's another
Oh.
thing.
Huh.
Maybe from the fire.
Okay, like I'm probably
Yeah, it's
more
possible.
trained than all of
And
your
then over there,
officers
too.
combined on
I
explosives.
mean, the fire was
I know
starting to
everything
spread, as
about
you've
them,
seen
how to use them,
earlier.
how,
Or maybe
like,
you haven't
you
seen
know
yet.
that
One
you
the
can use
cable.
AT mines in combination
So.
with because you can't touch up
Luckily,
an AT mine,
was able
right?
to make it
Like manually.
before
But if
it
you
got
put a
too
cable
bad.
right next to it,
It'll touch off the AT mine.
it's
That's
such
strange.
a huge explosion and
That's
does so
probably
much
it.
damage to structures. I can tear down buildings. I can tear down the city if I want to, right? And you know, and
Wonder how
I
long
know
PD's
for
gonna
fire
stand
lines,
around
they
outside
are
until they
amazing.
realize
They
the
are
building's not on
deadly as
fire anymore.
fuck. If one of you would have touched them off, all of you would have died.
EMT2BD.
On that floor, like that would have.
Go ahead, EMT.
Your Walden is clear. We put the fire away now.
Thank you very much, EMT.
Put it in the trunk.
Oh, why are you all bloody now?
Putting them
Oh.
down, like
Did you stand too close?
wherever I moved, they were all down on the
drink
same
something.
spot for whatever reason, like in a really odd
I'm out of
position.
gold
I
milk,
couldn't
so.
do anything about that, and it was really
I have some water
frustrating
if you
me.
need it.
Then I went back
I know I
upstairs.
only drink gold milk.
Fucking
Sorry.
couch
Oh,
killed
okay.
me
No
before
worries.
I even got to do shit.
It's
Right?
my
I was
Red
like,
Bull.
oh, please. I was hoping you would actually
Makes
leave,
sense.
right?
Goat
I was
milk
like, okay,
gives you horns.
they're gonna break,
Hooves.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Goat milk gives you
You ask
hooves.
if he has lockpicks ready and so on, right? I heard that.
We weren't even gonna.
Little warning at the bottom of the
just trying
thing.
to get a reaction of you guys.
Yeah, and you did, right? That's the
Notice.
thing, right? We
Knock
weren't
knock.
aware of shit they're
Plop
gonna break.
plop.
Disclaimer.
We said,
Oh,
right,
God.
get ready.
Yep.
I like how you told him it's all clear.
And then
I mean, I heard you.
I really did pass out right
So
away.
I don't know what they're doing over
You
there,
know,
but
like it was so stupid. And
start a giant rubber fire in the front of it.
shit. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm probably gonna leave. Shit is gonna blow up or something.
Oh
so.
yeah, you can
Thank
do
you,
that.
officer.
No worries.
Strike.
No. Well, you got someone's attention.
I see.
Well, you have a nice day, officer.
Have a good day.
So,
What's up?
you burnt down the car, huh?
I didn't burn
One
down
of
the
you.
car, man.
Well,
I was
one
just
of
sitting
them.
there smoking and whoosh. Went up into a flame of. Well, went up into flames. I wonder if it'll even start now.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
When you smoke near Germany vehicle, that would happen.
Oh yeah. Apparently, Amir thinks because of the car is German, that's why.
Yeah,
it bursts
the
into
German
flames.
engineering, you know.
Mhm.
Must be a Volkswagen.
Oh, it is. Sexy as fuck. All right, shall we? Well, Officer Wiretap, we definitely gonna.
Hey James, could I ask you a question?
Soon. And that is not threatening behavior. All right.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh, my.
James.
Well, you guys have a nice day.
James.
I'll see you soon.
Sorry, I need to go.
Have a good day.
Go.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. See you, man.
Catch you later. I was actually AFK. I'm about to lay some smackdowns on Agent X. Nicely, like, but yeah.
So all technically. Hold on.
He's gone off.
He logged off.
What's up?
Put in.
What's up?
because I knew Dan died before the whole incident happened. Out of character, of course. The thing is, the only thing that we saw was Curtis climbing out the windows. So we don't have actual, thing that Dan was alive during this, and Dan called the EMT prior to the shooting. So he can't be charged with accessory because he was already dead.
Okay, that's grand. There's a question actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in a suggestion so that you know how I believe, right, before they overhauled the SOP for detention and arrest procedures, you could have up to an hour to actually bring the suspect to the interview room and then read them their rights, and then afterwards you could get them you could talk to them and then get them their pleas, give evidence, etc. But see, like even just now, technically speaking, if you actually brought hit, like just say you were in it is very painful for you to get a suspect from the very bottom of the map in a vehicle to PD. That could waste 10, 15 minutes, whatever, 20, depending on how long it takes
SOP,
for you to get.
it should be that the hour starts from when you read them the rights, because you should have an hour from when you read them the rights.
Yeah, because what I'm going to be suggesting is that it's changed so that essentially you can have up to maybe an hour to bring the actual suspect into the interview room, and to read the rights, and then maybe have maybe an hour or two limit then afterwards, so that you can do everything else. Because, like, let's just say that example there with Dan, let's just say you wanted to have a more thorough talk with him, he could have just snapped around and said, "Hey, time's up, baby, bye bye." Because technically there is not, like, the only way the time officially gets stopped is if a lawyer gets called, or they ask for higher ranking officer. But besides that, time continues. So I'm going to put in so that it gets at least somewhat adjusted, so that it's not, it's like we're really tight on time, and I don't think it's fair. I mean, fair enough, in terms of even providing evidence, we only really have to provide screenshots, but some of you can't provide screenshots because of audio. You can't, you have to then cut or upload whole entire, some people have to cut whole entire videos because you can't just snippet audio. Not really. It's very painful. So, either it was made so that any evidence at all was brought to court instead of you having to give it to them, or it was made so that there was more leniency on time. I'm gonna stick that up anyway, and hopefully we'll get a response.
McLean, what are you doing? You logging for the night?
Yeah. Didn't want to, but yeah, we should do.
I'm you give me a wank.
Well, yeah. Funny there. Do you know what? Your mates really pissed me off, to be honest with you.
Who?
Agent X. Yeah.
Let's log off and talk.
Okay.
Hey, now we're gonna log here. I gotta do jail reports and shit like that. I might be on a little bit.
Channel switched. Channel switched. User joined your channel.
Hey, Dovan.
Yo.
What's pissing you off? The thing that he put in the thing?
Yeah, because it's not 100% true, but he's entitled to his opinion. there was no one on the server apart from us 3 cops. So Killaway said, if there's no one online, then you can go and do it. Also, I went and did it. And then, who logged? It's like Boxer or someone logged online. So, yeah, I saw Agent X and Demetrian follow me and sit off watching me. And then they went over to the jail and set the alarms off. And I even got on radio. I said, was that you guys? Oh, no, it wasn't us. I said, look, I'm not too far away. I said, I can go grab a vehicle from... and I can come over and help. No, it's fine. Lo and behold, it was them setting the alarms off.
They set the alarms off?
Yeah. There was no one online in that area, apart from them 2. I was watching them on the map. I'm not, whatever. It just annoyed me. I've been nothing but nice to him, and he couldn't even come and have a conversation with me about it. But the worst thing is, he's put, you know who you are, I'm not going to name names. But I'd already originally mentioned in the top, I wrote, is it meant to be that PD can't use the factory? If so, would you ever consider the option to do so? Because for me, there is times there is no one else playing and I want to build a home away from home on the beach. But it turns out after farming 3,330 sand, that we can't use the factory. I would already admit that I did it. I was just looking to cause, like, drama almost. And then, if you look at kind of his actions.
Do you have any video?
Well, no, I only start recording when people get online, or when I go on shift. It's a shame, I wish I did. You shouldn't have to feel like you should record yourself in front of other officers. I guess I'm going to have to start doing that now then. It's like when I first joined, Getaway was like, it's like a, brotherhood. We can all trust each other. That's that, it's cool, so it's nice that. And so it's nice knowing when you got other people who can watch your back. So, yeah. Killaway said he's going to put something on the forums about it. So it's like they've been using the wrong vehicles to carry canine units.
Canine. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I've posted my response here. Give me a second.
I don't want us to cause an argument between the PD and people getting thingy. Basically, in the process of writing a message saying, "Hi, Agent X, saw you posting the feedback tracker. I'm not going to get into a tit-for-tat argument with you, but what you wrote is not 100% true, but you're entitled to your opinion. You didn't mean to make the comment, you know who you are. I'm not going to name names, as I had already mentioned above, if you had read my original tracker comment. I admitted I was doing it. I wasn't aware that I couldn't do it. If it makes you that frustrated, I won't do it again, but if you're taking 10 minutes to stop and talk to me, then I would have told you the reasons for doing it. When I'm on being a cop, I've made more arrests than he has. You can kind of see it from the computer system. And this guy spends more time online than everyone else. But it just seems to be him and Demetrian driving around. started toying with the idea to send it or not, because I just can't be arsed with drama. You know, for a guy of what, 32, 33?
Yeah.
Just doesn't seem worth it, you know. But no, if you click on his profile, you know, he's there liking, you know, Boxer Micro's comments. I don't know. I don't know whether he's just trying to create a bit of drama, or if he's, you know, I don't know him that well. You know, times I've spoken to him have been very civil. But yeah, like I said, I was watching him. Like I said, he came up and sat on the hill, and they were just there. I was like, okay.
All right, I had my 2 cents. Give me a second, I'll be right back.
I know it.
Yeah, I'm back. Did you read it?
No, not yet. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. Thanks for that, White Out.
No worries, man.
You wanna kill the damn fucking Billy? I'm gonna need to look the other way.
What?
Shoot the Billy in the head. And the meat will look the other way.
Huh? Open.
118 plus 1 on the way. Where's your patrol mission, man?
Right here.
Look, it's blinking to you. Wink.
Didn't you get yelled at for having a fucking Mac R with no fucking police shit?
Mm-hmm.
Doing stock, remember?
I did. So that's why I'm gonna bring it up.
What? What the fuck? My whole notification thing just fucking fucked up. What the fuck? There's no notifications anymore.
What do you mean?
I don't see any notifications anymore.
Okay. You didn't saw that 311?
Oh, I see that. I mean, like, I don't see my pay anymore. I don't see fucking where that next patrol mission is. It's 37 something.
He's doing sand?
What the fuck?
Eh? Is he doing sand in the uniform?
So yeah, I got him for ATM robbery. I don't think there's not enough evidence at all to prove that. So I know Dan died.
Yeah.
Dan died before even the shootout happened. But and they're like accessory charge. If he was still alive and we found him on the floor, fine. But Dan was already revived at fucking EMT. Not revived. He respawned. So he was already dead by the time. So that's all we can do. I think that's the thing that we need to go off of. We don't need to like shove every fucking charge down everybody's face, unless they're being a complete cunt, you know.
User joined your channel.
Yo, buddy. That's fine. Redbully can stay in here. He's cool.
All right.
So, God, let me I'll try to explain, and you probably can see one way or another. I'm set on that. So, tonight the SOP or Advanced Driver Training was always. It's been this since CL2.
This is doing sand in the uniform.
And I bring that up because I remember Bioshockman was an ADT officer who drove a Porsche, but he did not have. He was not like a superior officer. He was a trainer, but because he had ADT training, he was able to use a traffic skid vehicle. So tonight, Bush comes online, and I don't know what they talked about. There's a lot of things going on. I know with Capella and stuff like that. And the stuff going on at your house started happening. And I walk up by the Lambo, and I said, "Oh yeah, nice Lambo." And Bush says, "Well, yeah, you can't just drive it though." And I was like, "SOPs state any traffic-skinned vehicle is allowed to be drivable." So it literally says that. It literally said that. It says it on the wall outside PD. Any traffic-skinned vehicle is drivable by ADT. Okay. So Bush went into the forums, edited it, and changed it that any ADT that you are allowed to drive is drivable. And I'm like, dude, you just went and changed the SOP. It said any ADT, any traffic-skinned vehicle is drivable. And he's like, yeah, well, you can't just drive in a Lambo. The supervisor stuff can only drive in Lambos. I said, but that's not what this SOP said. This is not what the SOP has been about since Arma 2, City Life 2, City Life 3. You've literally just changed the SOP on something just out of the blue, just because you don't want people driving a Lambo.
The thing about this is, fuck's sake, give me 1 second. Sorry, my cat. It's a little bit of work at the moment. Basically, I don't necessarily know how it works within the CLPD. I can only talk about how, for example, it is
Like
right now.
EMTs.
Because I have been a chief command staff for EMT for nearly 1.5 years straight.
Yeah.
Basically, there was a time when people started complaining about having no goal with, like there was no reason, they had no motivation to get a higher rank other than having more responsibility, right? That was the reasoning behind having vehicle restrictions for EMTs, at least, right? It was a vote, a lot of people wanted it. So right now you can only drive certain vehicles once you have a certain rank. But I am 99% sure if, for example, we have the EMT service has the fire department, as you know, and you can only drive, or you can only drive the fire truck or fire department skinned vehicles if you are if you received the training, if you completed the training.
Yeah.
Now, I'm 99% sure if you are a full EMT who has been fire trained, you are, for example, allowed to drive the Hummer, the fire department Hummer, which usually has a rank restriction. And that's how it always has been since that change has been made. And that's how it's supposed to be, I think, right?
That's the way it should be, I mean, if you've been ADT trained, and it's been, like I said, back in CL2, there was the Porsche, and only ADT trained people could drive the Porsche, or a supervisor. So if you didn't do ADT training, you couldn't do it. If you became a supervisor, you could drive it, or if you did the training, you could drive it, of course. And the Lambo, it just feels like just a restriction out of nowhere, where it literally says all traffic skin vehicles are able to be driven by ADT. And to change it, like literally mid instance of your situation tonight, just kind of seems a little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind. I have a donator Lambo, and I don't think I can afford a regular Lambo. You have to put in a lot of time to make that money. But to change an SOP straight up on the fly just because you don't like it, I don't know.
Ground vehicles and restrictions. The EMT service has a good amount of cars, trucks, and bikes. For that reason, some of the following vehicles can only be used once you have completed training to use those vehicles. You must obtain a civilian driving license before driving any land vehicle. Probationary EMTs are restricted to the following vehicles during their probationary period, which are the paramedic transit van, the Ford ambulance, and the GMC ambulance. Once you hold the rank of a full EMT, you are allowed to drive the following vehicles in the paramedic livery: transit van, SUV, Charger, Mondeo, Repo truck, Cadillac, Raptor, and Crown Vic. Seems like the restrictions on rank for this actually have been lifted. Hang on. Have been changed on June 4th, so it's not too long ago. Hang on. Yeah, it looks like just recently Taiku has changed that specific SOP. And it goes on 411 special restriction. The following vehicles can only be driven once you applied and passed specific training. The EMT bikes, the X1000 and Enduro, can only be driven once you have passed first response bike training. The Subaru Impreza can only be driven once you pass the first response vehicle training. And the vehicles with this search and rescue livery, including the SAR Defender, can only be driven once you pass that training. And vehicles with the fire livery, including the fire truck, once you pass the fire training. Now, my point is kind of null and void due to the fact that there are no rank restrictions apparently anymore, which is okay. Like, at the time when this was made, we had way more EMTs, obviously, right? So it made sense that basically the idea behind it was that certain people that obtained the rank of senior EMT or captain or lieutenant or whatever, that
Yeah,
they
you got
wanted.
different abilities. Yeah, different things.
Yeah,
that
that you
drop
are.
in.
Yeah, like a reward. Like, oh, look, you did a really good job. You get a promotion, and with that promotion, you have special privileges, such as driving this certain vehicle. Now with less EMTs, like obviously, as you know, there are not that many EMTs, which would mean basically that there are certain vehicles that are just never be driven at all. So it makes sense that this has been revoked. Now, I don't know why Peter would go ahead. Like, I understand the fact that there was a time when PD, like when a lot of officers constantly drove a Lambo, and people didn't like that. So I understand that, but just going ahead and changing it without discussing it just to, make his point valid is kind of odd. And I mean, I can offer you two things. Either you talk to him first with me present if you want to, or I will ask him over Slack in the PD channels. It's up to you.
I mean, I'll talk to him. I have no problem with talking to him.
Oh, just giving you the option. Like, it's cool either way.
I have no problem with talking to him. I'd rather talk to him and stuff. I don't want bad blood or anything like that.
Of course not. No.
It's just especially, I have to say this, with a lot of the changes that are going into the mod right now, and I've been working with Demetrium, like, left and right, with Lambo is the biggest thing, because I have the donator one. So I'm working with a lot of the things that, with acceleration and stuff like that, and I'm feeding back to Demetrium one. It is going to be the Interceptor car. It is going to be the top car that is an Interceptor, and it's going to be one of them things that ADT, if you're ADT trained, probably should be your top car. However, maybe some more stricter. Oh God, I don't know. You don't want to go too hard
one thing that was always, for example, for EMTs, which is not written down, is if, for example, 3 EMTs on the server, usually we only take out 1 helicopter, as an example. Even though all of the 3 EMTs are helicopter trained, does not mean there are 3, Yeah, and that is it's not necessarily. It may be written down somewhere, but it's just common sense, and we just pass it down word mouth to mouth, basically saying okay, if you take out a helicopter, I will put mine away, or I got my helicopter out, so you can either join me on the helicopter, or you don't take yours out and stick to a ground vehicle. And now with ADT, yeah, basically. And it's common sense is nice if people were to actually use it, right? I mean, for this specific situation in your case, I would suggest maybe having a restriction in to the point where, okay, let's say out of 5, like right now, the amount of officers on duty at the same time are massive, which is good. But let's say there are 5 officers. Exactly. It's. Man, I wanted to log off way earlier, right? But I was like, shit, if I log off, Zero might be logging off too, and then there are basically no only cops and EMTs on. I was like, don't want to do that.
No lie, Dan. There's a part of me, like, when I saw that there was no cops online,
we applied.
About 3 weeks ago, we applied. There's a part of me that's like, well, maybe I should go back to Civ, because there's too many cops. But there's also a part of me saying, Capella's not around, and we need someone up there in charge, and maybe I need to put my name in. I don't know.
I'm gonna do something about Capello. Like, we're not blind to it, right? Like, it's.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating.
It is. But the worst thing is he's organised these competitions and whatnot, and then people do them and push it out, and then he doesn't even see through. Like Agent X, I know I've been a bit of a dick towards me, but whatever. But Agent X won a competition. Agent X should be rewarded. Where's Capella to reward him?
Yeah, it's. I don't know what he's up to. I was one of the people that voted for him as a commander. Like, obviously, as you probably know, commanders are decided by super admins, and basically, I was one of the people who said, let's give Capello a shot. But he was, at the time, never in command and everything, which was a gamble. And in the beginning, it worked out fine, right? He was around all the time. He did his job. He learned. He asked questions. He listened to Killaway. He fucked up a couple of times, changing SOPs without saying anything, for example, and everything. But that has all been straightened out. Now, he does not seem to be around as much. Maybe real life stuff going on.
Safer removals. 5. The most out of any PD member online right now. The most out.
Mm-hmm.
He went LOA. He came back last night for 5 minutes, saved, and logged off. He didn't even jump into the channel.
Peter's up there.
Yeah. Do you
want to talk to him?
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk.
User was moved to your channel.
You're fired.
We've had enough and we want to fire you.
He's wanking.
Yeah. Fucking dick.
He's wanking.
Fucking don't get caught. YouTube will give you a warning.
Oh, right. I remember. I haven't even made fun of you yet.
Don't need to. I made fun of myself. So
God
funny.
damn, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, right. The thing is, it was like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was wide awake, and I can't really wake the missus up. It wouldn't be fair. So I was like, I'll tell you what, how's your father? And I'll go to bed. I didn't realise I was still live streaming.
What the fuck? Have you received a suspension or something?
No, warn me.
Are you streaming with a webcam or something?
No, far from it. No, just a screen.
I've sent my Did you see what was going on with fucking Tandrews?
No.
In the side chat. Fuck.
Oh,
he
admitted to having 6 calls or something, right? Is that what you're on about?
He said all the fucking cops are down, blah, 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 blah. I sent it to Taiku. I sent it to fucking Amir. I'll just let it. You don't do that shit. You don't do that shit.
Okay, well, in his defense, a tiny bit is simply, this neutrality rule is basically straightforward. It's easy to follow, but there are situations where you just don't know 100%, right? And there are a lot of times when I was in EMT where I was like, oh shit, can I do this? Is this against neutrality? I don't know. And especially probies struggle with it, especially if they've never been in EMT or have been around a lot of EMTs. Like neutrality, like what can you say, what can you not say, what information can you share, what can you not share, And then there are people that try to trick EMTs into giving information out, like cops do that a lot, unintentionally, I would assume so at least, where they ask, hey, is that guy down? Or what about this and this, asking about information that they should not ask for, basically. And probationary EMTs who don't know, they accidentally spill out information. Now, I'm pretty sure he was overwhelmed when he received a bunch of death calls, right? Like, it must have been terrifying, all right? But sending out that message, because I saw it, like, later on, right?
All the cops are down.
Well, no, he didn't say that. He said, only probationary EMT having to respond to 6 calls or something, right? That's something along the lines he said. And this is out of character information, though, but considering the amount of people that were on the server, right, it must have been dead cops, right? Because there were no 6 civilians on the server, for example. So he basically shared information that cops were dead. Now, technically, if I would have been an asshole...
There's the link. Look at that. So the link says, someone said, is there any PD online?
Bro, I can't read shit.
James says, I'm at PD. And then T. Andrew goes, I'm pretty sure half of them are died.
Oh, I didn't see that. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That is definitely something, he should not share. No, it's something he needs to learn.
Yeah, exactly. Something to be fired about. But
no, of course not.
A probie learns. Probie learns.
They are expected to fuck up. This is something we expect to happen, right? Where you say like, oh, all right, like they gonna fail revives, maybe they're gonna do stuff they're not supposed to, bring you to a wrong hospital on a hospital run, drive the wrong vehicles, buy shops that they're not supposed to buy, send out messages, disclose information they're not supposed to share, all that kind of shit, right? Like that is what is allowed to happen for them during the probationary phase. That this is not what they will get fired for, but there's a chance that his probationary period might get extended, or that might even like a warning or something, right? Like within the EMTs, which is okay and should be, because he definitely did share information to a civilian that he's not supposed to. Like EMTs receiving death calls is something that is only to be shared within the EMTs and maybe CLPD if it's relevant to you guys, But even then, it's really difficult to decide if someone was to tell you something or not. I lost my train of thought. What I wanted to say before that? Shit, I forgot. All right, yeah. Sharing this information, for example, knowing that there are, let's say, 4 civilians, right? And 1 civilian chatting with the EMT, saying that at least 6 death calls, half of them died, or half of the cops died, or something. That would mean if all civilians other than the one he's chatting with died, that means at least 3 other cops out of the 5 that were on duty or something are down. That would be my cue that I will probably start a bank robbery or something.
Bank robbery, drugs, anything like that,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like, it's just should not happen. And giving this to Taiku is good, so he can have a chat with them, like, hey, be a little bit more careful what you say, and information you share and all that kind of shit, and then hopefully it won't happen again. Peter, are you there?
He's probably bashing the bishop.
User was moved out of your channel.
I just tried to poke him. Can't do it. So
why?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1 second. Oh, dude, I got so many ideas for improvements for my building. Holy shit. Like, that was the main reason why I did not just surrender myself to you guys, because I wanted you guys.
Is that when we got there and we started doing everything, the other day there was on a ban request or something, a member report. Tech was like, "Well, just put up a fucking warrant. Why deal with it?" And I was like, I was thinking personally to myself, and I was talking to Killaway, and I was like, well, we could put up a warrant, but I don't think they want just a warrant up. I think they want to have fun. And I think CLPD wants to have fun, so let's have fun.
Mm-hmm. It always depends. It's from situation to situation, right? Like, if I would have wanted you, I could have escaped. I was no code red, Like, I could have just jumped into my helicopter. You would have not been allowed to really disable it, because you would have most likely killed me at that point, right? So that would have been a really bad court case for you guys, right? If you would have tried that at least. So I could have escaped. I could have handed myself in, like, yeah, okay, arrest me, whatever, and then fought the charges, blah blah blah. Like, in the end, you let me go. Like, before even, like, with everything that has happened, 13 minutes, and you let me go. So I could have technically.
That's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. I mean, you don't have all the other fucking evidence. I don't understand why people.
Did you not get
things
our
down.
bags?
No.
Like, did you not look into them?
No,
because
your
we
bag
just found
was not
them.
even found.
Dude, they were top floor. Like, Zero and I went home to the warehouse, walked upstairs, and both of our bags right next to each other, right there. All the weapons, everything inside there.
It wasn't found. So
Damn.
I can't just charge on that,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like, if I would have, the same with the ATM, right? Like, if I would have wanted to, I would have, right? If I wanted to escape, I would have tried at least, right? I would have done something, but I knew if I just don't comply with what you say, eventually you're gonna do something, bait me, or something, to get inside the house or anything really. And so I was aware, but I did that on purpose because I knew that I need like the on Tanoa, the first massive building I built, tactical mainly, was there were a lot of things I had to rebuild simply because I was raided so many times while I was Charles Smalley. You know, like most wanted. You know, I was like there was basically a raid daily on my house, right? Like 5 officers surrounding, breaching everything, right? Like I don't. Sadly, Kilaway's not a partnered streamer on Twitch. Otherwise, his streams might have been completely saved. You know, and you could watch them now. Like they're probably gone. But like he was streaming, and it was so cool, right? Like all 5 of those officers inside, you know, clearing the entire building floor to floor. And there were a lot of things that I realized that, you know, kind of screwed me over. So I adjusted over and over, right? And at the end, it was fucking perfect, right? Like it was amazing. And that's what I'm going to do now. Like I saw a few things I definitely need to change up. Especially I need windows to the back. Like I could see nothing in the back at all. So I could only the sides were a little bit iffy. Like I would have to be on specific floors to see anything. The front, I had a really good view, obviously.
Dude,
but that was
after you built the house, I took screenshots of the whole fucking house. I knew
That's
where
good.
every fucking window was. I knew every fucking window.
I'm so like, I was hoping that while I was constructing it, you guys would just watch with a drone or something, just to get the floor plan or something.
Stupid. I'm really, you know, in all fairness, I'm the type of person that wants the original plantations back, get rid of the fucking drones, make people go out there and do the fucking work.
Yeah, the thing with okay, like it's nostalgia, really, right? Like when you think about the old plantations, but it was really restrictive because drones will not be removed. That is that simple. It's just not happening. So you guys